Previously on Town Hall 10 Free to Play, we took a look at what experience level is in Clash of Clans. Today, I gotta share this incredibly expensive army that paid off big time in Elixir. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and welcome back for episode 11 of the Town Hall 10 Free-to-Play series. This is that series where we took a max Town Hall 6 and we played through Town Hall 7, Town Hall 8, Town Hall 9, and we are currently at Town Hall 10 with 3 weeks into Town Hall 10. Now, you're going to notice that we don't have those Inferno Towers just yet, but we got 6 hours and 1 day remaining on those. And I promise, I'm going to build a new base once those are done. I know we've had a lot of comments in the previous episodes of people asking when I'm going to build a new base. Check it out, guys. It does not matter. Like, our base has been doing very well. Now, obviously, you start out with a 3-star up top, but minus those miners, which are going to crush your base if you don't have Inferno Towers. But the 1 stars behind it kind of says the base is done very well without them. So, you know, we're going to get there, but it takes a little bit of time because we've been focusing on our offense so much. And one of the best things about this is that our barracks are all complete. They're all maxed out, and our dark barracks are finished. So we have the bowlers in both of those. And in the last episode, we talked about the experience level, and we talked about completing that Valkyrie event. So I cooked up a very expensive Valkyrie army. And a lot of you guys out there are going to be like, you are crazy, dude. But I went out of town for a couple of days. I just got back like an hour ago. And so I had to use this army over the weekend to finish that event, but I also was able to steal lots of Elixir because you're going to notice that in the last episode, if you go back, the miners had like a day to go. And so the miners finished up, and we also completed the heal spell. So the heal spell is done thanks to those Valkyries. And we've also gone back and stolen another 4.9 million of Elixir. So the Valkyrie arm is expensive, but if you don't raid a lot and you search for heavy bases, check it out. Bases that have a lot of loot, you can basically make up the cost of it. So even though it costs a lot of Dark Elixir, and a lot of your clanmates will say, don't use Valkyries, they cost so much for Dark Elixir. If you don't have a lot of time to raid back to back to back to back like I did in this weekend, you can use a Valkyrie army and kind of make up for the cost. We even stole a lot of Dark Elixir to make up for it. So I mean, it works out really well. It's just a matter of whether you're willing to spend the Dark Elixir or not. So really quick, we're going to go in and spend off some of this gold before we do another raid. We do have another defense that we need to drop, and we just so happen to have 3 builders. We also talked about the upcoming update for the cost reductions, and I said stop, spending your loot on heroes and stuff. It didn't really mean stop until the update, guys. I have no idea when the update's going to come out. So on that note, we're going to put our king down again. Even though it's going to be a reduced cost in the future, I don't exactly know when that future is. So we're not going to wait on that. We are going to keep our king upgrading because we need to keep him going. So we got 1 builder available, and we're going to be using that here in this episode. But let's go out and do a raid real quick. That way I can kind of show you what the army was, even though it was incredibly expensive. And a lot of you are probably screaming, use your Barch or use the goblins or use the P.E.K.K.A.s. But that's one of the best things about this series is that we use different armies. We don't use the same army over and over and over again. That way you guys get to see different options and different methods of using those armies. Trust me, if it was up to me, I would just keep using miners over and over and over again, and nobody really wants to see me do that. Okay, so we know that a Valkyrie army is incredibly expensive and it takes a really long time to train, so you got to make sure that you find bases worth your time. And this is nice, decent base with about 3,000 Dark Elixir, which isn't really a lot, but you can always find more. And we also got 580,000 Elixir, so that's primarily what we're after here. But we're going to use a little bit of a queen walk. You do not need to queen walk, I promise you that. But we're going to do a little bit of funneling with this. And one of the things about the Valkyrie army that I like is the simplicity of the attack. You don't really need a lot of thought process when it comes to using Valkyries, but you do kind of have to worry about the clan castle troops, although an Electro Dragon can't quite keep up with the Valkyries when they're under rage. Now, we do have 1 rage spell, and we might use it on our queen walk. Let's drop some archers down here in the bottom side of the base to try to clear out some buildings. And we're going to drop some, not all of our Valkyries, but some of them to clear the outer perimeter over here. And we want them to try to stay on the outside of the base, which we unfortunately have some that walk towards the queen. So we need to drop a few more. And we're going to drop a heal spell in this location to make sure that they continue to clear down that side. All right, we want the Valkyries to go to the core of the base. We got 1 live Inferno Tower on this base. It is a level 1, and we're going to drop a heal spell in this location. We do have level 4 Valkyries, so that does take a play, or it plays a role in the attack. You need to have the level of Valkyries to be successful, because in our Rush base series, you know that we've been working with level 2 Valkyries, and they haven't necessarily been the best. So you're going to notice that the Valkyries are going to get to the core under rage, and they're going to gut out the core. This base is perfect for Valks because everything is grouped together, and it's going to allow our troops to go through and sweep the base very nicely and to grab about all of the elixirs. So that's one of the things that you need to be sure that you're doing, is finding bases that work really well with the Valkyries. The Valkyries like to go in between buildings like so. You're going to notice that they're going to cut through this wall, and they are going to really target, this is their favorite spot right here, in between the mortar and in between the cannon. That's what they like to target more, and they like to go in between these buildings and take them down. Right now they're kind of caught on the archer tower and the cannon, and then they're going to go in between the cannon, or actually the archer tower and the mortar, and then the cannon and the hidden Tesla. But again, you don't expect a 3-star with this attack, guys. You might not always 3-star, especially against Town Hall 10 defenses. That's what we got right now, is Town Hall 10 defenses, and these are only Town Hall 9 level Valkyries. So that's something to take into consideration, but at the same time, nice little pool of about 500 or over 500,000 elixir, and they did steal all the dark elixirs. So let's go ahead and pull from this raid and get ready for the next one. Nice little pool there, guys, but I mean, that's what you got to look for, is the good stuff. Oh my gosh, check out this Town Hall 9. I know it's a Town Hall 9 and we are a Town Hall 10, but he's got so much loot I can't help myself and pass it up. Or she. It's a Leslie Nelson. That actually could go both ways. Leslie's a male or a female name. It's kind of hard. All right, we're just going to say their base. This is a 3-star general's base, and we are going to start out with a little bit of queen walking. Now remember, we're not going to drop all the Valkyries in one place, and we want to allow this queen to clear out some of these buildings. We do have to worry about the air defenses when you're doing a queen walk. Now again, you don't necessarily need a queen walk, and I am purposely not using any clan castle troops. But if you want to bring clan castle troops with something like this, you might want to bring like your wall wrecker or something. Request a wall wrecker, maybe some bowlers or something. I don't really know. I'm just trying to do this without the use of a wall wrecker, so that way, you know, those of you that can't get them can actually try it out. So let's go ahead and drop some of our Valkyries over here. Let's drop a heal spell in this location, and we want them to clear out the loot on the bottom side of the base, but they're going to get targeted by that archer queen. She's going to get taken out by the Valks, and they might not backtrack. So let's drop a few more. That leaves us with exactly 12 Valkyries, so we need to make sure that they actually survive. Let's drop some archers here, and let's drop some Valkyries there, and let's drop a rage spell in this location. Maybe they'll cut through the wall real fast. So they're gonna target the gold, then they're gonna target the wall. Let's drop a heal spell in this location, and we need to try to lead our heal spells a little bit, because the Valkyries do run really fast, and they tend to get out of the heal spell quickly. So we got a spread here, unfortunately. We got Valkyries spread out down here across the bottom side of the base. They're going to cut through the wall again, and let's go ahead and pre-place that heal spell over here, and then they're going to backtrack a little bit. Queen is working her way up in the top side of the base. We need to try to make sure that we get a bulk of this loot, and the expos are giving our troops a really difficult time. So one of the things about Valkyries that you have to worry about is that they like to split up and go into 2 separate locations. So again, this isn't necessarily the base that we want to try to target with this army, because it has so many different compartments, and the Valks tend to get separated and break up, but we were able to pull a bulk of the loot, about 400,000 of loot off of this base. So I mean, again, this is just one of those things that you can play with. It's an easy army. It steals lots of loot. If you are able to do it often, you're going to notice that we're already back to 6 million in elixir. So no, we're not 3-starring every single base, but I mean, we're still pulling pretty good loot for an easy army that you can just throw down, get your loot, and get out. Oh my goodness, check out this base. We got over 600,000 gold, 700,000 elixir. So this is going to set us off perfectly for the end of the video. Now, some ways that you could make this army a little bit better is to obviously add some jump spells, maybe some earthquake spells instead, something to open up the base for your Valkyries if you are trying to use an army like this. We're going to start out with a little bit of queen walking real fast to try to focus our Valkyries towards the core of this base. Now, I did not see an Eagle Artillery, but hopefully there's not an Eagle Artillery on this base. This base appears to be quite dead, minus those level 1 Inferno Towers in the core, and there are all 3 expos. So that is something that we have to worry about. Looks like the queen's going to work her way up towards the top side of the base, and let's go ahead and drop some Valks over here to clear out some of these buildings, and let's see if we can get some Valkyries to go inside the base right here. So we want to like kind of lead the queen in. Queen's taking a lot of heavy damage from the expo already. Valks are going to cut through the wall, and we know that they're going to probably go in this direction. Yes. So this is where it kind of shows us that you should upgrade your walls, because these Valks are able to shred through these walls very easily. Let's go ahead and speed this group up in the core. Let's drop a rage spell, and we got Valks going through buildings, taking down multiple collectors, or yeah, multiple resource collectors. They're going to take down the town hall. Let's drop a heal spell in this region. They're going to take out the last Inferno tower. All 3 of the Expos are gone, and now they're going to work their way through the Grand Warden, cut through very nicely. They're going to slice through these golden walls. Town Hall 5 walls, yeah, that's not going to stop these guys. All right, so we're going to drop a heal spell over in this location. They're going to move through a gold storage, take out an elixir storage. And one thing that sucks about them is they like to kick outside. So if you've ever used Valkyries before, you know that these girls like to do this. And it looks like we do have a spectator again. Somebody's always watching me do this. Like, I can never get raids in without being watched. They're always like... All right, so we got 7 archers and looks like only 3 defenses, 1 defense that even matters. We're going to go ahead and drop the heal spell in this location because I just don't want to stack it. And let's drop archers to take care of these builders' huts. Is there another builder hut over there? No, there's not. And we're going to go ahead and drop these archers over there. So we're going to take all of the loot off of this player. And these are the types of bases that you really want to look for. But if you want to improve this army, you want to add like a jump spell in there or some earthquake spells to open up a compartment for the Valkyries to run wild. But again, this army is just really easy. I just kind of trained it up really fast to get the event done, and that was really the intent of this army. It's not something that I would use normally, and I probably won't use this again after this video, but I wanted to share with you something really easy if you don't have a lot of time to work with an expensive army or a goblin knife, or you're just like really busy with real life. You can always train up something like this and just kind of use it in your off time when you have time to log in, and you'll see that we are fully maxed out on gold again. Now, I don't necessarily have anything to use that gold on. Actually, I do. I think we're going to start upgrading these defenses. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to drop our barbarians because we need to upgrade our barbarians, which is going to take away all of our elixir, and we will be able to make up for that later on. I'll start raiding again tomorrow, and in the meantime, we're going to start upgrading these archer tower and that cannon, and then we're going to try to get them caught up with the rest of the base. So if you got something out of the video today, guys, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you need any additional video support, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.